Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Season 12, Episode 6, overall 611 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family-run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969 and has been a sponsor of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the past 3 years. I hope everyone's doing well on this rainy Monday, November 3rd, 2025. And I'm excited today. I have two guests on today from Detroit. They're sisters. And today's guests are J.M Pozon. She is an author, poet, filmmaker, actress, founder of Breakthrough Film Studios, and an editor-in-chief, Real Talk Detroit. And her sister, Christina Pozon, is a singer-songwriter, entrepreneur, and a reality TV star as well, both out of Detroit. And we're going to bring them on right now. Good afternoon, JM and Christina. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing so well. Thank you for having us here.
How's everything in your neck of the woods?
Pretty chilly.
Yeah, it's not quite as rainy. We got the sun every occasionally when it pops out behind the clouds.
Fall is here, by the way. Definitely no more summer weather.
Absolutely.
How did you guys like the time change? Do you like the clocks going back an hour?
Right on time. Perfect timing.
So you were mentioning before we went on camera today that you guys were at an award ceremony last night. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my film, The Dark Side of Beautiful, was nominated at the Indieflex Choice Awards for the best drama film. So it was the finalist, made it to the top 3. Yeah, so we went out and just to support the film industry here in Detroit. So very beautiful evening, beautiful ambiance, great people, big people. So yeah.
Yes, and some of the gowns there was gorgeous. I feel like we were like little sister and big sister there. She had the silver and black long. I had the silver and black flared short. Twinning.
Well, congratulations on your latest film, and you're also a 9-time published author as well. Your latest book, I think, was that She Was a God in a Sundress. Congratulations, JM.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So yes, and all my books, by the way, can be found on Amazon. They're on Amazon. There's, I believe, a few is in Barnes and Noble, and I just got one into Walmart.
Well, congratulations, and I imagine that will be available on Amazon in Canada, Amazon.ca as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Both of you have quite the impressive bios, and you guys, I wear a hat, but you guys wear even more hats than I do, literally.
Thank you.
Yes.
And Christina, you're a singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, and a reality TV star as well.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Thank you. My singer-songwriter, singer is under Ina Lis. That's my artist name because my name is Christina Lis, my first and middle name. So it was so long writing it. We took the ends of Christina, Ina, Lis, and made Ina Lis.
Amazing. And your music is available on what? Spotify, Apple, iTunes, everywhere?
Yes, any digital download, you can find me just by typing in INA space LIS. And that's where you'll find a lot of the beginning of the journey of my music. And it started with, I've always been a universal artist. So as I've grown from where we started in Joy Road and like my parents being like the Jeffersons, we were all over Michigan, and then developing just different influences all throughout that journey. So you'll catch some pop, you'll catch some R&B, a little bit of hip hop. But as I grew into really who I wanted to be as an artist versus putting out what they wanted to hear or what I thought people wanted to hear, I felt like I'm more of a storyteller, and the more that, like, from living in the South and being around different country artists or even just Southern artists, it allowed me to really see, wow, there's a lot of different um, areas of music that you can be in if that's really what naturally fits. So now I'm working on my country soul album. And I think that
Awesome.
that is, yes, I'm so excited for it. I've actually worked with Blanco Brown. He's in the Country Hall of Fame. And we've made some, I mean, we've had some great sessions, and, you learn a lot. In addition to learning a lot, it's like, dang, I have lived in the country for over 13 years, but I never thought of myself as a country artist, which I'm still not a country artist. Let me say that. I'm a country soul artist. And the only reason why I would add country to it is because the understanding behind country is its storytelling. So that's why we bring the country soul. But it's a lot of great country, like Darling.
Do you re-record your songs in a studio, but do you also do you perform live in clubs as well?
I honestly think well, not just clubs, but I honestly think I perform live better than I do in the studio because I feel really confined. Like I sang at the National Anthem. I mean, I sang at the Pistons. I sang the National Anthem for them. I also sang opening up for Big Sean a few times, and now I do. I've done this Rodeo Wednesday, so I would premiere some of the country soul music that I have coming, which is where I did a whole preview of Darlin' for the audience.
Christina, I don't know if you've ever been to Canada, but country music over here is booming. Have you thought about possibly coming over to Ontario or Canada one day to perform too?
Oh, absolutely, especially with Vanna on my side. Oh, well, y'all know her as JMP, but that's Jovahna, my sister. So with Vanna on my side, like, she's been setting up my PR run. So at the point where it's time to release some of my country music, which will be very soon, I will definitely be coming over. And I do have family over there, so I'm excited.
Because I'm in Ontario. I'm not far from Toronto, so if you do come to perform over here, please let me know. Because I,
Definitely.
I I find music nowadays is a form of therapy as well.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like as creators, especially songwriters, not just the artists, we are conductors of music, and I mean, excuse me, conductors of energy. And that energy that we create or want the world to have is something that we have to intentionally put out there. So I'm very specific about the things that I say, the energy that I'm giving, to ensure it's nothing negative, it's not conflict and confusion.
Christina, I'm going to put you on the spot before we get into questions. For my Canadian audience here, and they've never heard your music right now, what's three words to describe yourself as a singer and a songwriter?
Oh my God, let's see. Three words, and words are very powerful. So let me see. That's four. So hold on, let me break it down more.
Four is okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Or even
Yeah, that's four. Blessed and highly favored. Honestly, because I wake up sometimes and I'm like, oh my God gave me this song. I would sit at the piano. I literally just sat at the piano because God told me to get up. I was sitting in our gazebo and he told me to go to the piano. I went to the piano, and I think that he gave me one of the most beautiful, tremendous songs that I have had in a long time. And God gave it to me. So I'm so blessed and I'm so highly favored. I'm just really grateful. And you can hear it in
Jovahna.
my music.
Jovahna, do you have music ability in you as well?
Oh, she does.
Does
Yes.
she?
She sure does. Vanna, tell her about how you. Oh no, what happened? Okay, until she gets back on, let me go ahead and let you know. She definitely does. Vanna is JMP. Excuse me. Is started. She's an author, but she started off rapping. So she was hanging with the best of them, like Proof and D12 and um,
I think we froze.
we did. I'm just
Okay.
gonna fill you in where I was letting them know you're definitely musically inclined. Before you
Oh,
were an author, you were a rapper, hanging and
oh
writing.
no, no.
But don't worry, it was the journey that developed her into the more, polished author that's experienced.
But you know what? I think that that's definitely where the spoken word and the poetry comes from, because one and the same essentially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask Christina this, and then we'll get into some questions. For your music career, who were some of your early influences and mentors?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, well, just my early influence first was always Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston was just, oh, I love Whitney. I'm blowing like Whitney. I love Whitney. That makes you want to just aim for greatness. Then one of my greatest influence, and it may not be to the world, but to me was my Uncle Ray. Um, Only because God rest his soul, even though he's gone, so much of his knowledge, even about handling paperwork. He said to me one time, "Oh, you're going to Akon studio? Oh, that's nice. You can go to his studio, but if you come home without paperwork, I'm not working with you because you can waste your time, but you won't waste mine." And it made me understand the value of working in music and not just doing music. you know. And then when I got actually in the industry, Mr. G, which I call him, that's Drake's dad. He's such a cool guy. When I met him, he was like, "You're a soul singer. You can sing. I need you to sing this song." So he played his the song that he had, and I had wrote a bridge, and it was just beautiful. And it just lets you know that people who are around greatness, like even Jamie Foxx. Oh, this is the most recent one. Jamie Foxx has always been such an ideal artist, influence, just an amazing entertainer in general, especially because my daddy used to watch him all the time. He loved his music. It's just unlimited soul. Okay. And the fact that I got to sit with him on multiple occasions, and this one particular time, he really listened to 9 songs. After I played 4 songs, he says to me, I said, I know I'm playing your ears off. I should probably stop right now. He said, after what you played, you're going to have to keep on going and let me play 9 songs. And I think that people like that gives you confidence to be great, to be different, to be something they haven't heard, to be original. And with those type of influences who are looked at as great accolade people, you got to take something from that.
Where do you get some of your inspirations for your music? Does it just come to you naturally, or just sometimes traveling? Because
Oh
I've
no, it's life. It's life. I got a song.
life.
Life is hard sometimes, but you gotta fight to win. Got enemies at every corner, so know who's your friends. Thanking God for another day. I made it through the night. You know what I'm saying? These are things that I would say. Like the best songs are common conversation. So it's life. It's real out here.
JM, would you like to tell our audience a little bit more about yourself as well? And it's an impressive resume you got here, being an actress, a poet. I'm kind of curious about that, being a poet, an actress, and then starting up your own film studio as well. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yes. So actually I started off as a writer. I've always been able to communicate better in written word opposed to verbally. And so like it kind of started like, my teenage year, my adolescent years with writing and journaling and all of those different things. And then the same thing with my poetry. So I wrote my first book in 2015. And it was a romance novel. So, and I just kind of wrote the story that I wanted to read because I was a big bookworm. So I would read all of these books, and I didn't really see characters that I identified with. So I would look at, the main protagonist in the books, and I'm like, well, that doesn't remind me of myself. So I was like, you know what would be an awesome story? I wanted to create a realistic, character that was multifaceted, that had so many different layers to them. And so that was the first one. And that's kind of like set the course for my literature. It That one just kind of catapulted me, so to speak, into like the world of writing. And then from there, I did Whiskey for the Wounded, which was my
I
poetry.
like that one.
So a lot of my themes as far as writings centers around grief, loss, healing, spiritual healing, and just really deep introspection on being able to recognize our own toxic behavioral patterns and being able to reparent ourselves. And because a lot of times I think it's hard um, to really hold yourself accountable, to look in the mirror and to be honest with yourself. A lot of time people don't reach the stage of healing because in order to do that, you have to be honest. It really calls for you to hold yourself accountable. And sometimes that looks like uncovering the wound. So when you're triggered by and something really upsets you, it's being consciously aware of the fact that, you know, if that triggered me in that way, it must stem from something deeper. So, what is the real underlying cause of that? And sometimes that's hard for a lot of people. We try to avoid pain at all costs, but the medicine got to go deeper than the poison. So, in order to actually heal or to apply medicine, you have to allow access to the site of injury, and that's the same with emotional wounds. We have to open ourselves up. We have to be vulnerable, and so I'm very vulnerable in my writing. A lot of my writing is from the life experiences that I've had, the things that I've had to overcome, tribulations, adversities, obstacles. And so, like, when you listen to any one of my poems, a lot of them speak to that. I have my newest book. I did Nowhere Safe to Bleed. And the theme around that, it speaks to loss in all of its forms. So relationships, the death of loved ones. And it's called Nowhere Safe to Bleed because I think that people like to put an expiration date on grief. So like if you lose someone, that changes you forever. And
Yep.
you may be in a space where you feel like you have to put on a brave face for other people because people are uncomfortable around people that are unhappy. So you may not be there, but you find yourself having to wear a mask for the comfortability of others. So that was kind of the premise based around that one. The Burning House We Made Home just speaks to, again, those toxic behavioral patterns that you may not recognize within yourself. The beginning of the book, think it opens up with saying, when you're born in a burning house, being on fire can seem normal to you until you go outside and see other people walking around for your flames. So it's because you're so used to it. It's like that devil, that's familiar. And so we may even reject what is healthy, what is good, because it's not familiar to us. So yeah, so a lot of my writing is like psychological, very emotional, and it is really based on deep healing.
Do you find the writing is a form of therapy?
Oh,
And what
have,
makes form of therapy? Yeah, just like music. And
Yeah.
what's one word to describe yourself as a writer and a poet?
um, I would say alchemist. And I say that because a lot of my writing is emotional alchemy. And I do think that it is therapeutic because everything is energy. And so one of my favorite this is one of my favorite sayings that I live by, that our bodies are not coffins for our pain to be buried in, that we have to put it somewhere else outside of the human body. We put it in our literature, we put it in our music, I put it in acting. And I can't tell you how many times where I'm acting in a scene and I'm emotional and I'm letting all of this out. And then I realized, dang, I didn't realize that I was holding on to all of that. And it was a spiritual catharsis, so to speak. And it's the same thing, like growing up, I had this like really big infatuation with Greek mythology. But they had the great Greek tragedies. So they have these stage plays, and a lot of, I don't know if you're familiar with Greek mythology, but a lot of it is very sad. And the thing about it is that people will go watch these plays and they would cry their eyes out. And at the end of the day, after the play was over, they would feel so much lighter because they had just released the spiritual cleansing where they had this good cry, and it literally released all of this negative pent up energy that they were holding on to.
You mentioned loved ones too. I lost a parent almost 40 years ago in 1985, 2 days before Christmas,
Mm.
and it took me a long time. I'm still not over it, but you never get over somebody passing away as well. And I that's why I love about this show is the storytelling aspects with my guests as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
my
and, and I
condolences.
think that's the thing
Thank
that
you.
sometimes we go through things that really change us. It changes
Come,
the core of who we are. And sometimes, and even though, without intention, sometimes it's like not intentional, but unless certain people have gone through certain experiences, they won't understand. So they're like, okay, we've given you this time, you got this cooling period, or you're not over it yet, are you going to be over it? And it's like, it's some things you never get over. And so like it speaks to that, is having a safe place to that's the nowhere safe to bleed, is having a safe place to grieve and not having to feel bad for the fact that you're grieving, because really all grief is love with nowhere else to go. That is grief. It is. If I, the depth of the love that you had becomes the depth of the wound that you experience. So you wouldn't be sad or grieving if it was not love there.
can you tell our audience a little bit about the writing aspect? And have you ever had a writer's block as well?
Yes. I think the poetry has been a lot easier for me to write. I think when I got into like the novels and like the self-help books, those were a little bit more challenging, a little bit more difficult. And there were days where I just couldn't get anything, to come to mind. And so like my process is, when I'm writing and I know that, hey, I'm trying to finish this, I do something every single day, even if it's just opening up the laptop and looking at the screen and I write a sentence. Because it may be some days where all I get is one sentence out, but I make a point to open up my laptop every single day and write.
Christina, as a songwriter, do you ever run into that having a songwriter's block as well?
Well, honestly, I think the perspective of my songwriting is a little bit different than any blocks. I feel like I move in fluidness, like Bruce Lee, he said you gotta be fluid. So for me, when I get the urge to make a song, I get really excited because I feel it. It's like the internal something is telling me, go do that. And when I go to do that and it comes very quick, it's like confirmation. God is giving me something great. But when it comes to I had a great idea or a great um, start, maybe just the great hook, and I can't finish it, then I realize number one, it may not be for me to finish. It may be for someone to collaborate with me, maybe for a rapper to get on it, or it may be um, it's not the time for me to finish that song. Because I've did a song and then I've come back to it and made it 10 times greater than it ever started out as. But I think that as a songwriter, there's not really writer's blocks. There are ideas that you jot down, unless you're, on a clock. But then there's so many things to create. Like I'm the person that will say, give me a word, I'll give you a song, you know? And with that reality, because there's so many things that you can create from, a block means that you're stuck in your mind. And I think as a person, I tend not to do that because I think that there's a lot of moments, moments. Our lives are built with a lot of moments. And yes, of course, we're going to have sad moments. I say the life is built with problems. Winners are the best solutionists. But if we understand that, then we know that when we get to our problems, we can either sit in the problem or we can figure out the root of the problem to seek the solution. Heck, once you find the root of a problem, that's half of finding the solution. So the reality is, I don't know. I tend to be so free in my writing, and I don't really put a rush on that because we're really wanting people to feel how we feel. I don't want you to feel me rushed. I don't want you to feel me um, just throwing words in there because I want you to just say anything. They already have that type of stuff. I'm bringing you something you ain't got right now.
For our audience watching this live stream right now or later on audio platforms, and they're looking to get into the entertainment industry, like you have both wearing many different hats, what advice would you both, JM and Christina, give to those people who are looking to get into the entertainment industry?
Well,
Um,
Vanya, you want to go first? Okay, go ahead.
yeah. You have to be around what it is that you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
So I mean, if you are sitting in a barbershop long enough, you're gonna get your hair cut. You know, so it is more so it's networking plays a really big part. So especially like with acting, the acting classes isn't just for the technique, but a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, hey, I could just jump, pick up a script and jump on camera and I could be an actress. And it takes time. Like you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And that means doing the research. That means buying the acting books. That means sitting in the acting classes. But not only that, not only does it teach you strategy, it teaches you how to pull those different feelings and emotions, and it teaches you all of these different techniques. But more importantly than that, you're with a community of people. You build a community inside the very thing that you're trying to pursue. And so by doing that, you're now hearing about opportunities. So now you get casting calls because they're all doing the same thing. So they're already established. Now it's putting you with seasoned industry professionals that are in that same group that you're in. And now you get to hear about these opportunities that you may not have known about otherwise. So definitely you have to be and build a community within what it is that you're trying to do.
Yes, and to add to that, well, number one, I definitely think networking is key. Your name goes further. You learn even more than what you would have known if you weren't in certain rooms. So networking and being able to get into different rooms is definitely key. Um, but before all that, I think number one, you got to pray. You got to pray and ask God, is this what you want me to do? Because I know that God gives us the desires in our hearts, but also so does, the other option. So because we have freedom of choice. And the thing about that is, you got to make sure that the desire matches the purpose so that when you are moving, your alignment will open up your doors. Like when I was younger, and then one, let me pass that one. Two, you need to know who you are. After you ask God if that's what it is, then you got to believe who you believe yourself to be. Like when I was younger, I used to do music, just random music without a purpose, like literally crazy. I used to live in Atlanta and had some crazy songs, not too crazy. However, after that one song and it hit, we opened up for Rick Ross. It was charted in Savannah, and it made me be like, oh my God, do I want to go night by night singing this? This is not even morally in tune with how I move, you know? So you got to know who you are, or you're going to become anyone just to get a dollar. And also, you have to be patient, and you have to have discipline, and you have to have consistency. Make sure that whatever it is you're about to do, you are willing to be consistent. Because I could tell you, I've been doing this since 16. And I'm so grateful that it took that long. I'm so grateful for the journey. I'm so grateful for it all because, I mean, at 16, if I would have made it, they would have been playing with me. At 18, they would have been playing with me. At 25, they would have been playing with me. You can't play with me. And if you thought you was gonna play with me, I didn't know too many people because I network well enough, or I got God and send me too many God sent people that you still can't play with me. Or God already planned it, so you can't play with me because I already talked to God and He told me it was for me, so you can't play with me. I don't want to be in a game that I don't know the rules that I can't win. Or I don't have a chance of winning. So I don't want to win the bad evil game. Y'all can have that. I want to win something that gives something good to the next generation, and that's what a artist or any person pursuing entertainment has to understand. Who are you when you're going in this? What is the purpose? What you about to do? Because if you don't, your everything will become someone else's and you will just be controlled.
Whatever career you're doing, you want to keep growing and learning, and you don't want to shrink in any career. And if you
Absolutely.
get complacent, then it's probably time to move on. And for me, I found a new career at the age of 47, and You can find your career at any time in life, and that's what I love about this show. I'm very passionate about this show, but also strong work ethic and being passionate as well. I wanted to ask you this too, because I know in the radio media industry how competitive is in both of your fields. How competitive is your industries, and how important is it to surround yourself with the right people?
So let me say this. I think that there are so many people doing music. There are so many people creating movies. There are so many people acting, that there are so many people doing everything. So at the point where you start comparing yourself to the so many people, you create anxiety and competition and things of that nature, because it's always going to be there. And especially in this field right now, especially since COVID, when everyone was sitting in the house and wanting to be entertained and just visually entertained and all of that, it became very it became very positive to do something within entertainment. So you got to really understand the whole system so you don't fall into it.
And speaking of that, it's very important. I really truly believe that you surround yourself with like-minded people, the people that are equally yoked, that are in alignment with the way that you move, with the way that you think, so you don't put yourself in dangerous situations, especially when it comes to the industry, because there's people that have you. They talk about the audition couch. We hear about that. We hear about the Diddy parties. We hear about all of those type of things that go on in the entertainment industry. So I really do think that you have to have a strong center of knowing who you are and making sure that you're aligned with that, so you don't get put in different predicaments. And outside of that, I don't take any script. I've turned down multiple scripts. It's scripts. You have to know what you're not willing to do. There's things where I still need to be able to look at myself in the mirror when I'm done at the end of the day. And so if it's not in alignment with who I am as a person, then that's not something that I'm going to do. And then you also need to be around people that carry that same energy, because I say all of that to say that it's very easy to get caught up in the glitz and glam of the entertainment industry. It's very easy to, okay, to be passive, or to be, you can't be gullible in this industry, and you have to have a strong a center of self of who you are.
What are your thoughts on getting agents and managers?
Absolutely. I do think that that is also important, especially here, because again, that falls into the category of knowing what to do. Like when I did Real Talk Detroit, so I did the show, it was to bridge that gap between seasoned industry professionals and up and coming artists. Because a lot of times when you come in, it's a lot of gatekeeping. It is a lot of people that, I've reached out to people when I was first starting out, and I didn't know. And I say all of this because, we look at it and we may think that it's foolish and it's silly, but it's a lot we don't know when you're first starting out and you're coming into it. And a lot of times it's kind of hard. Like you may ask for people's help. And there's been times where I'm like, well, how do I do this? And I got brushed off. It was like, oh, well, how did you do that? And people will smack down my hand and not really kind of tell me or show me the ropes. So I think especially when just having, it is good to have somebody that can lay out a blueprint, or for you to follow, and they already know the ropes, they know which pathways to take. So I do think that is a very important to get like agents, and and just having mentors in industry altogether.
So for me, I definitely think you want mentors. You want the same community of the community you want to grow in, or like-minded. Like if you feel like you want to be a mainstream, you need to see if you can start absorbing what they may possibly do, or figure out what are the requirements, because you may see something on Glamorous but not know what the steps are to get it right. But so I agree with her on that one. But for me, I feel like when it comes to managers, you may not, especially in music, you may not always get that, oh, let me work with you, let me work with you, let me work with you, let me work with you. Or you may get that, let me work with you, let me work with you, let me work with you. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, the people who don't want to work with you or just have to offer to work with you, maybe the ones that you want to work with, but they want to work with you when they see that you're working for yourself. A lot of these artists have to do a lot of the footwork. Like for me, for instance, I if I'm not creating my own track, like I play the piano. So if I'm not creating my own piano, and then taking it to another producer to help me collaborate it and build it out with all the drums and everything else, and writing my own songs and setting my own studio sessions and calling dancers and picking wardrobe and choreographing the songs and booking a venue or booking a opening act or a show or a event. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't doing that, then I would be seeking someone else to do it. But the people who you want to do it need to see that you've already been doing it and that you've already gotten something in return from your effort to see that yes, this is worth diving into, because now you something I see that's worth investing in the time. Because for those type of people that you want, they are time is money, because it really is. The actions that you're going to do is going to amount to something. Now, for instance, the people who you want to work with and they don't want to work with you, you got to know everybody isn't for you. You got to know that if you got to work with somebody that's just willing to work, number one, do they believe in your vision? If they don't even have the same vision, y'all ain't even in the same book or the same story. They're gonna have you do what they know what they know on the path that they have for the artist that they've generically created. Because they know what work. And I'm not saying recreate the wheel, because there are things that work. But some people do have different purposes. They may be the leader of the wheel, of the new route. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everybody is. So this is why you need to get with people who at least have your same vision. Because when two or more see the same thing, then the vision grows, right? So you have someone that believes in you. And if they don't know more people than you, that's an issue, because that means you got the resources. But if they don't know more than you got to make sure they're willing to work, communicate well with you. They know how to navigate in an administrative role so that they can talk to these people when you send them to them, and act as if you're my manager in a place that you can handle. Other than that, you have people misrepresent you, not shooting the shots that you would have. I represent myself 90% of the time because I believe I'm gonna shoot my shots, every shot that it look like I can take. Other people may say, oh, I got so and so on my roster, I may have this on my roster, or they may not think that they would want the other options of songs, but I know, oh, wait, I got about 4 other songs, maybe this is a different performance song that you're looking for. So you got to make sure one person has the same vision, two, that they are willing to work together and understand how the business goes. So they're not expecting to just be an assistant, because then you could just be an assistant.
And then I will say, to add to that, don't wait on people.
Absolutely.
I feel like, again, when I went into making my first film, I had no idea what I was doing, but I've been on enough sets. I took notes. I'm like, well, they're not teaching me, so I'm just going to go on the sets. I'm going to watch them do it. I'm going to see how they're doing this. And I am just going to jump and grow my wings on the way down. And essentially, when we talk about the wearing the multitude of hats, it was due out of necessity. I didn't have anybody to do this. So guess what? I want to get this movie done. So guess what? I'm the director. I'm the executive producer. I'm the craft service. I'm set design. I'm going to do all of these things, and I'm going to wear all of these hats, because I can't, until they see, oh, now it's getting nominated. Now it's winning awards. And now I have people coming to me saying, hey, I want to work with you. I want you to direct my next project. But they had to see that you were capable of doing it, because to be honest, it's hard to get people on board with your vision. They may not be able to see it. They don't have your sight. So when you say, hey, I want to do this, they may look at you and like, okay, yeah, that's nice. And so finding the help sometimes is hard. And that's when you just have to learn how to do it yourself. I was looking at,
we learned that from our dad and our mom.
Tyler Perry. Yeah, because Tyler Perry had where he was saying that he started off kind of in a similar way, where he wore all the hats. He just did everything himself until he got to a point where he was able to delegate those tasks to other people. But in the very beginning, it was a lot of him just doing the work because he didn't have, he couldn't get anybody else to get on board with his vision at the time.
And with my media company, I'm the talk show host, I'm the producer, I'm the director, I'm the content creator. I edit
Yeah.
video, I market myself, I go out and
Absolutely.
get advertisers. So I've had to self-taught myself a lot of things. And you might not be the best at everything, but in any
There you
profession,
go.
and I tell this to my other guests, you might not
Hmm.
be the best at everything, but it makes you more valuable in that industry if you're able to do a little bit of everything. Learn as
Yeah.
much as you
Absolutely.
can.
To be knowledgeable
Skills.
about every part of it. From if you're going into filmmaking, you should be knowledgeable about
Mhm.
every part of making that film from beginning to end, because you may not have to do all of it, but there may be a day where you might just have to roll up your sleeves and do it. And so it's very important so that you're not held up, that you're knowledgeable about every facet of your industry or what it is that you're doing.
I wanted to get your perspectives both on this. How much has technology and even AI changed everything in the entertainment industry?
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, tremendously.
Um, I think that it is a gift and a curse all in one.
Yeah.
I think it has its pros. I believe that it has its cons. Um, um, Especially when you talk about acting, because I know a lot of actors right now are kind of scared of their likeness being used, of them becoming obsolete, because now we can make movies with AI characters and that's going to cancel out real actors. But the thing is, it doesn't tell the heart of a story. Like it's not human. The humanized aspect of it will always be missing. That's what
It'll
makes
always
it
be
special.
needed.
I'm from a place
And
that it's like how I talked about those characters that I can relate to, and me wanting to create stories because I didn't identify with any of those characters in those books. It is the same thing with AI. A lot of it is robotic. A lot of it, you can feel that it's not that deep connection, that human connection that we have with one another, which makes the artwork special. So I do think, but on the flip side of that, man, AI can help you edit some stuff in like in 2.5 seconds, and you're like, oh wow, this would have took me several hours to do, and I got it done in 5 minutes. So
Do
I
you
see the pros and the cons of it.
do you find before I get back to Christina, do you find AI has kind of shrunk the film industry a little bit?
I wouldn't say shrunk it, but I definitely feel like it got it in an uproar right now. Like if you talk to any director or actor right now, they're very opinionated about the use of AI in the film industry right now.
Christina?
yes, I feel as though it is definitely a gift and a curse. Some of the things that AI offers us, we would not have even thought about sometimes in order to grow. Some of the things that we're learning, it's expanding our minds tremendously. The problem is where you rely completely on AI and you forget to build your actual skills, you know, your actual research skills, your actual learning skills, your actual exercise of your hands. Like I play the piano. So to not utilize my piano, it's like they say, if you don't use it, you lose it. To only utilize the AI because you get excited will take away from the God given gifts. And it will create this generic rhetoric uh, system where we're not really giving anything back. And they're taking the time from us. They're giving us distractions. There's no purpose in it. You know what I'm saying? Like 9 times out of 10, even in the rap music that we hear, they're creating sometimes the things that they have experienced, and it may sound harsh, but shoot, they've been through some harsh things, or they may be speaking on their mentality, but hey, that was the environment that they were raised in, or the people that have raised them. And 9 times out of 10, if they're expressing it and they're popular, there's a lot of people who have like minds or even might admire that mindset. So you gotta identify without the human aspect of experience and understanding for the emotional concept of it, it's hard for AI to really connect and move emotions. You can make us feel good for a second because it sounds good, but what are we falling for? You know, is it a person? Is it what is it exactly? You know, and I think that if AI takes over everything, we're gonna start seeking more answers.
Hey, you mentioned the word piano. How would you describe your piano skills, and what are some of your favorite songs to play on the piano?
Okay, well, let's start here. I say I play the piano, but I would not call myself a pianist. Okay, let's start there. Because I play by ear and I have for a very long time since I was young. I play fleur de lis and different songs that are known, but that's not overly difficult because I don't seek to always learn other people's songs. The favorite songs that I love to play are the ones that I created. Um, I, I have so many songs on the piano that it's like, oh my God, if I started remembering all y'all songs, then how am I going to remember mine? But I will tell you this: a lot of the chords does it does become repetitive in a sense, just flipping the arrangement, so it's not so difficult to keep up with all the songs.
Are you both still good for time? Because I would like to play a video clip of Dark of Beauty, and I want to say
The dark.
congratulations on the movie.
Uh, yes.
Sure.
And it's available on what, Amazon Prime?
Yes, it's on Amazon Prime as well as Tubi and all video on demand streaming services.
All right, this clip is courtesy of your YouTube channel. Where can people subscribe to your YouTube channel as well? I'm already a new subscriber.
It's just my name, so just Jovahna Marie.
Okay, 1 second. We're going to play this clip, and then Christina will play a clip of one of your songs as well, because I think you're both very talented, and I really appreciate you both coming on this afternoon. So just let me know if you guys can hear the audio. If not, we'll fire the audio guy, which is me.
Thanks so much.
1 second. The Dark Side of Beauty official trailer, courtesy of your YouTube channel. 1 second.
What is it? You find something?
Yeah.
55-year-old Caucasian male, multiple stab wounds.
You killed my father.
Yo, what you did?
Hello there.
Romans 13:4. It speaks of a warrior of God carrying out his wrath upon those who do of evil. I think these killings are being done in God's name.
This case, that case, there's always gonna be some fucking case! Name's Raina.
Adrian. Found 2 more bodies today.
So it's a serial killer then?
For he's the minister of God. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain.
Hey, Nikki. I missed you at Sunday school.
Looking for a female, someone who's highly religious, but hates me.
What is going on? You're scaring me.
Thank you so much for letting me share that clip. Just thoughts on that trailer and this movie, and how did it all come about?
I just kind of wanted to do a thriller. So, but I wanted to do something that was kind of outside of the box that no one kind of really thought about. And I think it kind of came to me. I was watching, I don't know if you guys get the show out there, but it's a TV show called Dexter. And so on the show, I was like, you know what would be really cool? You never see female serial killers. And then it's like even more so than that. I don't think I've ever heard in my life of a black female serial killer. So I'm like, so it was like way outside the box.
Yeah, let's be different.
Um, and so I was like,
Definitely.
I wanted to do just to be something completely different. And then, I added in the religious aspect into that. Um, and because that would make it make sense for culturally for the black woman, like, well, why is she doing this, and so we made her a religious heretic.
Can you tell us about the location, how important finding the right location,
Oh.
and your cast and crew members and the behind the scenes people too?
Oh, extremely. I think that all of those, each part is what makes the movie, especially the cast. So I held auditions. I went through hundreds of actors before I finally settled on the actors that I decided to go with. Um, and then as far as like the locations, it sometimes it's hard. You want to find that perfect spot. Um, and thankfully I was really lucky. I felt like when you set out to do something, it almost is like the whole universe conspires to help you do it. So it was very interesting for me because the moment that I decided to do it, I'm like, oh, I need this. And all of a sudden, someone would be like, yeah, I know a church that you could use. And it's really, and I get there and I'm like, oh, it's perfect. So I felt like it felt very like divinely orchestrated for me, is because every time I went to look for a location, it just magically appeared.
That's that alignment.
What What was some of your most memorable favorite scenes in the movie?
Everybody loves the interrogation scene. I think anybody that watches that interrogation scene, I've been told that it's made the hair on their arms stand up. I've heard people tell me that they watched it and they cried. So like it was just a very moving scene. So I love that one. I love the church scene. I believe that like that church scene kind of provided some comedic relief. So I think those two would probably be my favorite if I had to choose.
Any chances for a sequel in the future?
Um, yes. So even a lot of my actors, we have talked about it. A lot of them even want to do a prequel because their characters killed off. So they were like, "Well, can we do a prequel?" So, but I am exploring the options. I'm still exploring the options.
Hey, before we wrap this show up, if you guys are okay for a few more minutes, Christina, I wanted to play one of your music songs called Hard Times. And I want to say congratulations on being a cast member of what is it, OWN's Ready to Love, which premieres November 7th. Can you tell our audience a little bit about this?
Yes, definitely. I am on a new show. Well, it's actually on its 11th season, so it's not a new show, but the new season of Ready to Love Detroit that airs on Oprah's network November 7th at 9 p.m. If you are anywhere near the Metro Detroit area, we will all be celebrating downtown on November 7th. If you would like to join me and a few of the cast, feel free to pull up at ORA, which is the new nightclub downtown. But you can also click my link in bio if you go to my Instagram at INA_LIS. If you click my link in bio, it'll give you all the full details. And I will suggest, just because I love you all, I did make sure they gave me specifically a discount code. So y'all won't have to pay full price. So check the description.
How did that opportunity come along for you?
Oh, let me explain that one. Remember I told you how I was wanting my sister is going to do what she need to do? My sister actually was invited to, I'm going to get a charge, y'all. My sister was invited to be a cast on there, but then she got invited to another show. And that other show just, so something happened with the other show, and we wanted to see if she can get back on our Ready to Love, but it didn't work out. So then they only was able to utilize me because the deadline was already over. But it would have been so cool to have both of us on the show. Long story short, she was the one who got me involved. Oh, the whole time my charger's right here. She was the one who got me involved, and really just gave me, what is it called, alley oop. She gave me the alley oop.
Now, for my audience in Canada, would they be able to watch this on live streaming too?
I believe so. As long as you're able to access like Amazon Prime or Hulu, anywhere you can connect OWN, because I think OWN is just the subscription for the network, and anything that they have, you'll be able to watch.
I'm gonna put you on
Love Detroit.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. How much has your sister meant to you career-wise as well?
Oh, listen, honestly, I do. Okay, so I've done a lot in my music career on my own, but I will say my sister starting off in music and building up to author and just being so brave on her journey of doing something no one in our family really has from firsthand example. Like my mom, she was very brave in entrepreneurial world. However, she was not entertainment. Entertainment world is so much different than professional world. You get to be way more creative. And in fact, if you're not really hitting. So it required you to have a lot of belief in yourself, even when no one else did. And I think that type of confidence kind of extends as an example and makes you, it is inspiring. Go Jovahna, go inspire Jovahna. But yeah, so it's definitely impactful for sure. Because now I move with God and great examples, it's like you can do anything.
I have to ask you this since we're on YouTube and Facebook and they're very strict with the music copyright. Do I have permission from you to play Hard Times, Oh Glory to God?
Absolutely. I own all of it, so sure.
Okay, I thought I would. I just wanted to showcase your musical ability. I think it's great.
Oh,
you have a new fan in me as well. Just 1 second.
Absolutely, I appreciate you.
And where can people subscribe to your YouTube channel?
You can just type in INA_LIS. That is my artist name for music, and just Google. Really, it'll pop up a lot of stuff.
And I subscribe to your YouTube channel as well, Christina.
Thank you. I'll subscribe back.
You're welcome. 1 second. This is called Hard Times, Oh Glory to God.
Thank you, God. God bless.
This is another silent riot production.
I'm trying to navigate. I had to make my way. No time to have to waste. Something has to change. My future can't wait. All eyes on me. I don't need the recipe. All the sauce was built in me. Everyone don't wanna see you win. 'Cause they don't wanna see you up. When you making money, it hits them in the soul. Get me in my feelings, anticipation, blood rushing, heart racing, struggle can be painful. I know we're gonna make it. Life is built with problems, but winners got solutions. I don't need the recipe. All the sauce was built in me. Everyone don't wanna see you win, 'cause they don't wanna see you up. When you're making money, it hits them in the soul.
No more hard times.
Thank you so much for letting me share that clip. Just thoughts on this song and how satisfying was it to release this song? And we all can relate to this song at some point in our lives. We all go through hard, difficult times.
Absolutely. To release a song, it was relieving because I felt like I was going to be able to make some hearts happy. I think that sometimes people sit in sadness, and I realized a long time ago that you can either sit there or you can get through that moment. I even have a song called Moments years ago, but you can get through this moment. And while you're getting through this moment, you really got to identify who's helping you through this moment. God is never away from us. You know, we can try to deny him and push him away, but he's always going to be there. And when we call, he's going to guide us to that answer, you know? So for me, I just felt like it was pouring into the world in a way that the soul felt, you know, get me through the hard times. It's real. Thank you, Lord, for getting me there, you know, because who else? Some things we cannot even explain other than the favor of God. Like I literally won the lottery. And I don't even play the lottery. But when I went to the store, God said, the inside of me, you know, the internal us, said to me, hey, buy a ticket. And then a man said to me, are you forgetting the gas station? He said, are you forgetting something? I said, you know what? I said, what would I be forgetting? He said, a lottery ticket. I said, you know what? I guess so. I had $2. And I played the number straight. The number fell straight the next day. This is what I need people to know. God is in us. We are so powerful if we really know that God is in us. He's with us, and he'll get us through all of these moments. Because life ain't meant to be easy all the time. How can you appreciate the greatness if you've never had the struggle? And that's real.
You want to grow from your adversity. You don't want to shrink. You want to continue to grow. And I wanted to ask you this too before we wrap it up with JM here. What are your thoughts on the shrinking CD industry as an artist, and what are your thoughts on live streaming music these days?
Oh, there it is.
I think that, you know, that it's taken away from the artists. I think that these artists put so much hard work and their time, sweat, their tears, their blood into it that we got to give them something back. And if we don't give back, because we are what keeps them alive. And if we take that away, I think that, you know, that industry will surely die at some point.
Yeah, I think that without the credit due to the artists are going to continuously figure out their own ways of making value from their hard work and products, you know? And with that just comes a lot of small companies attempting to take over the big one, or until all the small companies get together, and then, you know, now there's a new company like how DistroKid did. Nobody's seeking to just go get a label to distribute unless you're going to offer me a partnership now at this point, you know? At the point where we gain our own influence and we have our own impact, and now we got a product that people want, now it's a collaboration. It's not a I need you. It's a we could do more together than we could do it apart, you know? But even that's not the case, because with God, you can do anything.
And thoughts on your recent interview on Fox 2 and how powerful social media is for your industries as well, for the both of you.
Oh, so Fox 2 News was so much fun. It was live, just like this is. It was definitely new for me because, you know, being under contract, you're not able to express too much too soon. You know, we definitely want to make sure everyone is able to get the same reactions that we will have, because we haven't seen the show either. So it was fun, but it was like, oh, be careful. You are live now. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't say too much. Don't give no spoilers. But I will say, everyone was lovely. I had such a great time. The anchor was amazing, and everyone involved really were. And as far as what was the second question?
Social media, how
Oh,
powerful social media is.
oh my goodness. I think social media is more powerful than the news nowadays because the news is by choice and the social media is by habit. And we'll run to our habit before we run to a choice, especially one that is not um like I feel like when I watch the news majority of the time, not all the stations, but it's a lot of negatives because it has to highlight all the
Doom and
problems.
gloom.
Yeah, and it's
Doom
like
and gloom.
highlighting all the problems. And it's not saying that you shouldn't, because my people die from lack of knowledge, right? So it's not saying you shouldn't be informed. But I think that with the news, they highlight it in a way that advocates whoever is pushing the motive or the mission, whatever the content is. So for me, when it comes to social media, it allows the independent thought, depending on what platform you're on. It allows the authentic thought. It allows the community the actual community to build versus the informational community of what you're just telling me, what you want me to. I think that because information is so huge right now and the media is in such a controlled space. Everyone is seeking social media to find answers in real time, in real form, are utilizing social media to give information and communicate with people which otherwise would not have, and even sometimes seeking help. Social media is so powerful, it will make somebody, a government change scenarios because of the masses.
Yep. And one thing I love about this show too, my show wasn't just sports. It's fully diverse with topics and guests. And I've even had shrinks, psychiatrists on. I've had lawyers, doctors,
Wow.
actors, filmmakers. I want people when they come on to watch this show or listen to it to have maybe an hour or 45 minutes or an hour and a half of good storytelling from my guests, just as an escape.
Yes. Definitely, because some people want to hear other people's stories to see that, hey, I'm not thinking like this alone.
JM, before we wrap this up, how did you come about starting up your own company? Congratulations, called Breakthrough Film Studios. And what were some of the challenges of starting up your own film studios company?
So that again with that, it was from the same. It kind of stemmed from the same reason of the gatekeeping when I first entered into the industry. And so even the name itself, Breakthrough Film Studios, is recreate breakthroughs. So my logo, my motto is we are the keys to the doors we wish to unlock. And so it is the whole premise is for the underdog. It is me rooting for the underdog because I was the underdog. I know what that
I
felt
could
like. And me not waiting for a seat at anybody's table. It is me taking a reign and saying, you know what? They don't pull out a chair and let me sit down, so I'm going to make my own table.
And I can relate too. I'm being 53. I've been told that you're too old. You're not educated enough to get into radio and media industry. And I just like proving people wrong. Age is just a number, and self-taught education is still education. You can learn in a classroom, but you can learn outside of it. And I use people that tell me no, which happens in every career in the industry, as a temporary setback. Never give up and believe. And you have to believe in yourself, whatever you're doing. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will.
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
fuel. I feel like rejection for me is if you really want to see me accomplish something, simply tell me I can't do it. And I'm going to do it twice just to show you the first time wasn't an accident.
Yeah.
Hey, as we wrap this show up, I do this with all my guests. It's called What Are Some Fun Facts About My Guests? What are some fun facts or a fun fact about JM, and Christina?
You can go first.
I think for me, I'm very outdoorsy. So people want to know this, but I'm like a lightweight doomsday prepper. Like I have crossbows, I do archery, I have a drawstring. So I'm really big into like archery and just camping and the outdoors.
Wow.
And then for me, I would say, what don't people know? Mm, I don't know. I'm kind of open on Instagram, but I guess the people who are new to me, I'll give you that information. That I really love living in the Philippines, sitting in whole different culture, whole different understanding way of living. Opens up your mind to just new understanding and different appreciations. I also would say some people don't know that I have two children, two amazing God-given boys. These boys little baby goats. They're kids because kids are baby goats. I'm gonna call them kids, my kids.
They grow up
Um,
quick. They grow up quick.
Exactly. And I'm doing my best to rub as much of me off on them and let them pick the good parts, because here's the thing, nobody's perfect, but I teach them accountability. Even when I'm wrong and I do something wrong with them, I apologize, so that so they can even see that if mommy can be wrong and accountable, then I can be wrong and accountable. So that doesn't take anyone off the table, and that don't mean that people could just treat you wrong because you're grown. So I like to teach my children the morally sound, God-fearing mindset. And then I really feel like I just love the world, and I feel like God, not in the world way, like I don't love the way of the world. I love God's people. And I feel like, and it's gonna sound crazy, but if it happens, it's already documented. And I said it 2025. I feel like God's gonna help me heal the world, but not in a way like he's gonna have me do anything other than help people understand that the thing that's most wrong with the world right now is the perspective. You can have time and you can have money, but if you don't understand how to utilize it, it's a waste. And the same goes with the tools of how to manage your emotions, the tools and how to manage conflict, or what is it called? Unity, because right now it's a lot of division, but it's unnecessary. It's just poor perspective.
I'm going to put you both on the spot as we wrap this up. Are you able to tell our audience any of your upcoming projects?
Sure. Funny, you want to go first? Okay, well, she's frozen, so I'll go first.
Okay.
So number one, the more recent, the closer one to come is the Ready to Love Detroit premiere, which I will invite you all again to join some of the cast and I at downtown Detroit's Aura. You can find all that information on Eventbrite. Type in Ready to Love Detroit After Party. Or you can also go to my Instagram to stay up to date with me daily, seeing all the commercials and other things that are being put out by OWN on Instagram at INA_LIS. And just stay tuned. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see the first blog, and they also played it on the news. But my new song called Darlin' is going to be one of the first songs on my country soul album.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And I'm going to have to listen to it as well. J.M., are you able to tell us some of your upcoming projects you'd like to share, or if you're able to share here?
Yeah, so we talked about the two releases, the Nowhere Safe to Bleed. I just released that, as well as She Was God in a Sundress. The Burning House We Made Home is getting ready to come up with a release. I did finish 2 film projects. I got Echoes of Deception we just finished maybe like a month back, so that should be hitting the streaming services pretty soon. And I am going into pre-production on my very second film, which is titled God Queen, next year. So
congratulations. You both have me as new fans and friends. And by the way, if you ever need a Canadian actor, look for me.
Love it.
But if you're looking for a cool singer with you, forget it. I have no musical ability at all. I did karaoke once in New York City and I emptied a bar out. So it was fun doing it, but I don't have that God-given ability, unfortunately.
Oh, Lord, no. I'll just hit you up when I come out there about the, tour guiding or any performances you think I should get on.
Yeah, definitely, because country music over here is huge, and I've had a number of musicians on from the UK, from the States and Canada, and the country music. You know what's funny about music? Music's not just one country anymore; it's truly international, just like filmmaking is as well. Everything we do now is literally international around the world.
Yes, because it's what they are absorbing. What you absorb becomes some of your influence, and then it becomes part of your abilities. So be whoever you like to be. Go, absorb everything you can.
And hopefully in the future I can have you both back on our show again, because I really enjoyed having you both on today.
That would be lovely. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I really appreciate you
Thank
having us.
you.
And the last question, I created this recently. It's called Ask the Host CDP a Question. Do you have a question for me before we wrap things up?
You want to go
Yes.
first, Donna?
What in the perfect world, what would you like people to take away from watching your show?
I want them to learn something from my guests and from storytelling. I like to entertain people. So I just want people to I just want them to have a good experience. Like when they watch or listen to my show, that they learned something from it and they had a good time. Entertaining. It's a different form of, you're a singer, you're a filmmaker, an actress, and I'm kind of like a radio talk show host. And if I can't get back on radio, which I was before, I'm just going to work on getting more advertisers and sponsors and continue to build my own brand as an entrepreneur. And Christina, next time I have you on, I'm going to have to talk to you a little more about your business, Keen, as an entrepreneur and a business owner as well.
Absolutely. Well, just to throw that out there, I have a boutique called Teak Boo, TIQUE_BOU_. If y'all want to find out more information, it is a style and boutique. We carry females clothing. However, we do style men as well. But to the question I'd like to ask you, it's a game I kind of play with myself and, my boys or my nephews. In the world where aim for the stars and reach the clouds or something like that, right?
Land in the clouds.
Yeah, land in the clouds, exactly. So with that mentality, right, I say if you could be, okay, if God was your father, so you were baby God, and your words was as powerful as you believe they were, what would you say who you are? Like, for instance, to me, because this is throwing it into the stars, I'm one of the world's greatest songwriters, right? Now for you, what would you say you were without any limit?
I would say I love what I'm doing. I love the radio, the media industry. I just want to say I'm kind of a multi-talented person. I love talking and listening. So I just want to be known as a really good talk show host, producer, content creator, and generally a good person. I had people pay it forward to me when I started this new career 6 years ago, and now I have young people in high schools who are starting up their own podcasts coming to me, and I speak at schools once a year, once a month now. And you know what's funny? When I was in school, I hated public speaking. I hated being in front of a camera. I've reinvented myself, and now I love being in front of people and trying to share my life stories and experiences and my setbacks with other young people as well. I'm very fortunate, and with this show, it's the guests that make the show. I'm just the host, and I'm just very lucky.
That's beautiful. So it sounds
I
like
love
you
that.
want to be such a platform that inspires the masses without limits. And I love that for you. And I pray and I hope that you are able to, fulfill all of your goals and aspirations. I really do.
And I will let you guys know when I'm back in Detroit the next time. I have cousins that live in the great state of Michigan.
I love
I love the city. I was there for the NFL draft as media. That was a wonderful experience. That was crazy. 275,000 people downtown Detroit, but that was a great experience. And I have cousins that live in Taylor, Michigan, and Allen Park, Michigan.
Oh, right. We're very familiar.
Close.
And I'm a huge Tigers fan, Red Wings fan, Pistons fan. So Philadelphia Eagles. So when the Lions play the Eagles, I got to cheer for the Eagles.
Oh, that's the one team. Okay.
So, but
I love it.
Finally, where can our audience follow you both on social media and the best way of contacting you? And do you guys have any plans for a website or a podcast going forward?
Well, you can find me on social media at INA_LIS, as well as my website, www.IamInaLis.com. It's Ina Lis because it's like the fleur de lis, but the S is silent, but it's spelled IAMINALIS. And also, yes, I actually, So if you check my YouTube, I've already had from the past Ina Tuesdays. So I am actually about to restart my Ina Tuesdays. In addition, thank you. In addition to help host Ready to Love recap shows. So make sure you follow me on my YouTube as well as Instagram so that you can see when we start releasing all of the recaps for the Ready to Love shows.
And you can find me again under J.M Pozon on IG and Jovahna Marie on all other outlets. And I too actually have had a podcast in the past that was called Mindful Perspective. We talked about mental health issues, and that is also on YouTube as well.
And ironically, I just had a show on mental health recently too, as well.
Oh yes,
beautiful.
I think
Yeah,
it's very important. I do think that it's a topic, especially with the world being as difficult as it is right now, and people are struggling mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So I definitely think that it's needed.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Our mind is our most valuable asset, and I don't think people understand enough the requirement of training it. We have so much noise on a daily basis, so much distraction, so much poor influence, along with our good influence, that it creates confusion sometimes, right? But if you are really focused in the intention of it, everything will line up in the way that you intended for it, other than the outside circumstances that redirect us.
Well, I want to say thank you to both of you, and thank you for giving us over 80 minutes of your time. I apologize if we went over the hour, but I think we were having a very good conversation. And if both of you can give me a little bit of time tonight, I will send you the full video, the audio, and then I will edit the video or shrink it into clips 30 to 40 seconds as well. And speaking of that, I used to be 5'9", now I'm 5'5". See what happens when you get turned 50?
Oh Lord. Well, I guess we'll have to find out, huh? God willing. God will have grace and favor on us as we gauge.
But to be honest, being 50 is, I have actually done more living in my 50s than when I was in my 20s and 30s. So you know what? It hasn't been a bad experience so far, other than getting shorter.
Yeah, I think that I think my sister and my goal right now is to hurry up and get this get finished, at least to getting those resources in, so we can start giving my dad and my mom those experiences on a more consistent basis, you know, of living and not just, you know, daily life.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have fun because they come to our premieres and stuff like that, and you know, they live in the Philippines. But other than that, I think that it's still routine to them because those things are part of their normal life.
And if one of you or both of you come over to Ontario, please reach out to me because I would love to hear you perform music. And I would like to support your filmmaking as well, and maybe ask you a little more about filmmaking and movie industry the next time if you come on again.
Absolutely. Definitely.
All right. Well, I hope you both have a great afternoon, and we'll be in touch with you soon on social media. Thank you so much for coming on my 611th episode of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show today.
Thank you guys for having us. God bless you, and bye for now.
Bye. You too. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, everybody. That wraps up season 12. Episode 6, overall 611 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. Again, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. I want to say thank you to both my guests today, J.M Pozon. She is an actor, screenwriter, founder of Breakthrough Film Studios, and Christina Pozon, who is a singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, and reality star as well. So please check out J.M Pozon and Christina Pozon on social media as well. So thank you so much for them coming on as well. As we wrap up this show, guys, I got another announcement. The next Live with CDP Talk Show, brought to you by barrycullen.com. It's going to be on Wednesday, November 5th at 5 p.m. Eastern with my special guest, Sheila Barraro. She's a CPA known as a certified professional accountant and money practitioner. So Wednesday, November 5th at 5 p.m. Eastern, special guest, her first appearance, Sheila Boraro, a CPA, again, certified professional accountant and money practitioner as well. So if you want to learn about financial terms and financial things going on right now and what she does as a money practitioner and a CPA, please check out Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show this Wednesday, November 5th at 5 o'clock, again with my guest, Sheila Bararo, a CPA, certified professional accountant. I want to give a shout out today to a local restaurant in Guelph, which I'd like everybody to check out, Savaki Flame. They are located at 206 Speedville Avenue West in Guelph, Ontario, 519-265-4200. That's 519-265-4200, or check out their website, savakiflame.ca. They have breakfast, they have lunch, dinner. It's a small mom and pop type restaurant. They really do a great job. Please support small local businesses such as Savaki Flame. Again, their website, savakiflame.ca, or drop by 206 Speedville Avenue West in Guelph. They have great breakfast. I love their blueberry pancakes. For lunch, I love their wraps. They have veggie hummus wraps, and they have the best Greek potatoes there as well. So if you're a fan of Greek food, especially, they have the best tzatziki sauce as well. So check out Savaki Flame, again, at 265 Speedville Avenue West in Guelph, 519-265-4200. Tell them that CDP Chris Palme sent you, or their website, savakiflame.ca. And as we wrap up this show, everybody, as usual, if you're looking to, before we get to that, right now at Barry Cullen Chevrolet, with a new vehicle purchase, you get a $150 instant rebate on winter tires on a set of 4 new Bridgestone Blizzak winter tires with the purchase or finance or lease of an eligible new 2023 to 2026 vehicle. Conditions apply at Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership, or again, drop by the dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. If you're in the Cambridge, Kitchener-Waterloo, Guelph area and you're looking to adopt a pet, check out the Cambridge District Humane Society at 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge. Telephone number 519-623-7722, extension 0, or visit their website, cambridgehumanesociety.org. One of the dogs that was down there for over 4 months recently, Chico, was adopted. And stories like Chico are amazing. Chico came to the shelter 4 months ago, and now he found his forever family and home, and they do really great work at the Cambridge District Humane Society. So if you're looking to adopt a pet, a dog, a cat, or even a bunny rabbit, check out the Cambridge District Humane Society. They're located right across from the Cambridge Center Mall in Cambridge. They do a great job there as well. And all the animals that are up for adoption, you can check out their profile at cambridgehumanesociety.org. And also, you can support the Cambridge District Humane Society. They're doing a quarterly raffle, a 50-50 ticket. So right now, if you want to buy a ticket, go to cambridgehumanesociety.org. Click on events, and you can purchase a ticket there, and half the money goes back into the programs at the Cambridge District Humane Society with a raffle ticket too, and you can win a nice jackpot as well. And by the way, I am right now currently selling 2026 Cambridge District Humane Society calendars for $10, and the proceeds go back to the Cambridge Humane Society. They did a great job this year, Zach and the people at the Cambridge District Humane Society. They shot all the pets outside, and the calendars are great. They make a great Christmas gift, great stocking stuffer. They're only $10. You can email me if you'd like to buy a calendar at cpalme19gmail.com. If you're in the Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge, Guelph area, I'd be happy to drop off your calendar. If you're out of town and you'd like a calendar, they are $10, but you will have to include a shipping fee as well. I'm hoping to sell at least 30 calendars and raise at least $300 for the Cambridge District Humane Society. So again, if you want a calendar or calendars, please DM me on my social media pages or cpalme19@gmail.com. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, again, is live streamed on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And I'm hoping one day, fingers crossed, StreamYard will partner up with TikTok as well. You can check out my official website at beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme. And again, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership here in Guelph. You can also follow this content creator on TikTok at Chris Palme. Please check out my latest content on TikTok, and maybe I'll give you guys some thoughts on the Eagles acquiring a couple of players this past week. Michael Carter, Alexander, a cornerback, and Phillips. Yeah, Carter, Alexanders, and Jaden Phillips, an edge linebacker from the Miami Dolphins. So I'm going to give you guys thoughts on Howie Roseman's 3 latest additions to the Philadelphia Eagles as well. And by the way, the Eagles are back in action next Monday, November 10th, 8:15, Monday Night Football, when Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. And unfortunately, the Green Bay Packers are going to be without their key tight end and wide receiver, Tyler Kraft, who tore an ACL. He's going to be out probably the whole year. That's a huge loss for the Packers, and they're coming off a disappointing loss, 16-13 to the Carolina Panthers at Lambeau Field. And the Eagles right now have the number 1 seed in the NFC, and I do like these additions of Carter, Alexander, and Jaden Phillips today from the Miami Dolphins. So thank you, Howie Roseman. He's the best GM in football as well. And also, by the way, I want to say congratulations to the 2025 back-to-back World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers for their exciting, dramatic 7th game win against the Toronto Blue Jays, 5-4. Even though I'm not a fan really of the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, that was probably the best World Series I've ever seen. 2 games went to extra innings. Game 3 went 18 innings, and Game 7 went 11 innings. It's hard for the Blue Jays. They had so many great opportunities there, and the Blue Jays were just that close to winning the championship. And I expect the Blue Jays to be contenders again in next year in 2026. And there's no reason why Rogers Communications can't give Bo Bichette a big contract and keep this core going together for a couple more years anyways. And congratulations to Dave Roberts and the LA Dodgers. That was a great World Series. And that's why we all love sports. The dramatic win or the dramatic loss, the agony of the joy of winning or the agony of defeat. They used to use that on ABC Sports a long time ago. So Dodgers, congratulations, and Blue Jays, you are the American League champions, and they had a great run as well. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. If you're into webinars or live streaming, go to StreamYard.com. They have basic free plans, paid professional plans like I do. They have business plans, and check out StreamYard.com. I've been with StreamYard now for 5 years, and I highly recommend them as well. Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, TuneIn, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. So please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And I'm coming up to almost 10,000 plays, 10,000 plays on my audio platforms. And I also have 70 countries around the world listening to the show. So I want to say thank you to everyone watching this live stream or on my audio platforms as well. It really means a lot to me that Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is not just a local show, it is an international show, and I've been very lucky with having some great guests on here as well. Finally, guys, you can email Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to donate or tip the host, support my YouTube channel and my 3 talk shows, I am on PayPal, Chris Palme on PayPal, if you'd like to support my show. And also, I'm on Cameo. If you'd like a personalized video message, greetings from yours truly on cameo.com, type in Chris Palme. I do happy birthday wishes, happy anniversaries, pep talks. If you wanted to ask me questions about my talk shows, my media work, some of my favorite interviews, book your Cameo today at Chris Palme, and I'd be happy to do a shout out for you too as well. Finally, guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, everywhere except Snapchat. And I'm on Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP19. And remember to check out my YouTube channel, Chris Palme, Live with CDP Talk Show. Please subscribe, like, and share. And I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and all my 555,000 viewers as well. And as we wrap up this show, again, I want to say thank you to my guests today, Christine and J.M. Pozon, for coming on here today. So please make sure you follow them on their social media platforms. I will put them on the ticker as we wrap up this show. And again, my next show will be Wednesday, November 5th at 5 p.m. with special guest Sheila Barrero, a CPA, or known as a certified professional accountant and money practitioner as well. And we do have some Monday Night Football going on here tonight. And I'm trying to think which game it is. Oh, okay. Monday Night Football, 8:15. We've got the Arizona Cardinals, who are under 500, taking on the under 500 Dallas Cowboys. So Arizona, Dallas, 8:15 tonight. Monday Night Football with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I'm hoping the Cardinals can help out the Eagles by beating Dallas, but I really do feel the Cowboys at home with Dak Prescott, who's playing well, will win this game as well. And the Red Wings, they won again last night, 3-2 in a shootout over the San Jose Sharks. The Red Wings are 3-1 on their West road trip, winning in St. Louis and Los Angeles, losing in Anaheim, and winning against San Jose. So the Wings have one more road game left on this West trip, and that will be tomorrow night at the Vegas Golden Knights. So the Wings are off to a great start, 9-4, and hopefully they can continue with another win tomorrow night against the Vegas Golden Knights. So enjoy the Monday Night Football game, guys, with Arizona and Dallas, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday, November 5th at 5 p.m. for another edition of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, hosted by yours truly, Chris Palme, and brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership here in Guelph. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and thanks again for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show.